Welcome to Let's Get Dumb, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallon, and comedian Jonah Jurkens like to ask dumb questions, tell dumb stories, make dumb lists, and just have a dumb old time with you. Jonah, how are you?
I'm great. I'm fantastic.
Yeah, dude?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Ready to have some fun?
Yeah, I'm ready to have some fun with you. I'm excited that you're back. This is our second podcast back since our little hiatus.
Second week back, man, and we were in the flow.
We're in the flow.
I'm excited.
Had a good time with Austin. Producer Austin stepped in. We had a lot of fun comments. Actually, I had people come up to me after a couple shows, being like, "Hey, that's really." They said that's really brave of you to put Austin on, which I agreed.
Really? What the hell?
I'm not gonna call it anybody. But then other people were like, "Hey, that's really cool that you threw up Austin. I'm sure he really appreciated that." And I go, "He didn't."
I thought you were going to start off by saying I've gotten so many compliments being like, this is finally a podcast I could listen to. And I thought, I'm like, man, he's just trying to hurt me.
No, everyone was like, "When's Joe back?"
I'm sure they did not say that.
Yeah.
Well, let's start off with some gratitude. Let's thank all the listeners, everyone who follows us on Instagram, subscribes to our YouTube channel. Keep telling your friends about it. Let's grow this baby.
Yeah.
Right? I said in last week's episode, we were going to finish out 2024 strong, and we are going to fucking dominate in 2025. I'm putting it out there in the universe because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not even like something I'm worried about. It's a
Right.
foregone conclusion. I'm already spending the money. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
It's not about the money, man.
It's not about the money. It's about the journey.
It's about the connection.
Yeah.
Right? I want to entertain people.
Yeah.
Have them have a good time.
Right.
And in what they give back to me.
But now you have a third kid. It is about the money too.
I need a couple bucks.
Let's get your money. Yeah.
Let's get a few more dollars into this bank account, right?
Please, sir. Some more, please.
Some more money.
Yeah,
please.
some money.
We've got a fun one in store for you today. We're going to kick it back to a Would You Rather, which is an episode we did about, 5 or 6 episodes ago?
Yeah, we had a
Would
lot
You
of
Rather.
good feedback on that.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. You know, the list have been a great time when we just freestyle it and talk about the dumb shit in our life. That's always a good time. Having guests too. And we're going to rotate some guests in again.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will. But this week, we decided to do a little Would You Rather. Let's get some silly questions out there.
Yeah.
You excited, man?
I am excited. But before that, can we have a little discussion? Because,
go ahead.
You okay?
Yeah,
You just
you know,
grabbed your side.
I ate a lot of chips too fast.
Oh my God. You got a little indigestion?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Okay. Do you want to get you like a club soda?
I don't need anything. Thank
Okay.
you so much, though.
Do you want a Malort?
No,
Okay. It's good for your stomach.
I'm sure it is.
It is. If you do like a little ginger beer with a little Malort on top, gets rid of it. It's all aces, baby. And I'll call back to Austin. So, Joe. So, right now, the people listening are in the future. Right now,
They
the
are.
way, the way the release thing is. So we kind of teased this on a couple episodes previous, I believe. But I have the fortunate experience of being able to go to the Mike Tyson Paul fight.
That's right.
Right. So as of this record, I have no idea who wins. You don't know who wins. I'm not even in Dallas yet. But I want to talk about it. I want to talk about our predictions because I am so excited to go to this. Because it's either going to be an absolute fucking nightmare, which I'm going to be so excited that I'm a part of, or it's going to be exhilarating and exciting and a fun time.
All right, I'll throw out my
What do we think
prediction
here?
right there. I'm going to say, is it 10 rounds? Are they doing 10 rounds? 8 rounds?
Austin, can you look that up? I don't even
think
know
it's
that. That's
8.
actually a good question.
I think
I don't
it's
think so because it's
I
exhibition.
think it's 2 minutes, 8 rounds.
I think you're right. Yes.
All
So
right.
I'll look it up.
Because it's 2 minute 8 rounds, I'm going to say it goes the distance.
Oh,
Mike Tyson wins by judges.
really? Do you think
Yes,
Tyson
or
at
they call
60
it a
can
draw.
go the distance though?
2 minute rounds, 8, yes.
Okay. So you think he has a cardio capacity?
I do. Like, look, here's what I want to happen. I want Mike Tyson to knock him the fuck out.
I mean,
Like,
Jake got kind of chunky too for this
did
fight.
he? And so he might be a little slower. I never, because of my age, when the Paul brothers started to dominate YouTube,
Yeah.
which, look, I don't.
We're
hate per
just
se.
too young
I
for
just
old for that.
Too old for that. So I
Yeah.
didn't really know what the allure was. I haven't consumed enough of their content to try to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard enough and seen enough where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to see this fucking dude knock out Mike Tyson.
I know.
Mike Tyson's 60. He's a fucking
hero of mine.
icon. As much as he's a hero, I need to pump the brakes.
outside of personal choices
He
in
did
his
some
life.
really shitty things, but he seems to have atoned for it or
Mm-hmm.
maybe tried to better himself since then. So whatever, that aside, he was a sports icon
Mm-hmm.
of the 1980s, maybe one of the most dominant fighters of all time.
He's up there as the greatest of all time, for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely in the GOAT conversation for the sport of boxing, especially in the heavyweight category.
But he also coming up during a time when there wasn't a lot of heavy competitors, and when he
Yeah, you
finally
could say
did,
that.
when he finally faced Evander, lost 2.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of came out the other side of prison after Evander, though. So it's like
True.
it wasn't really his run.
No, yeah.
Post prison, you become a different person.
Yeah, he's in the twilight of his career at the time.
Yeah, I would love for him to just fucking win.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Have you seen the training videos?
How's he look?
Incredible.
Does he?
The guy's like a bull when he comes at you. If you look at his old training videos compared to his new training videos, it's not identical, but like it doesn't feel like a lot of time has passed. A lot of time looks like a lot of time has passed, but those two together.
And I wanted to win for your point of view because when you're part of you going to see this fight is to see Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You want to be able to say, I saw one of the greatest of all time. It's like if I go to see Paul McCartney, a Beatle, I want him to sound great.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't want.
You think he's going to sound great now?
I don't know. That's not the point. The point is you don't want to see an old slobby Mike Tyson who's going to lose to Jake Paul.
I know.
So that's why I'm rooting for Mike Tyson even hardcore more so for that point, right? You know, and also like the idea that I know how this world works. If Jake Paul beats him, he's going to spin it to being like, see, I'm one of boxing's next greats.
Right.
Where other people are going to be like, you just beat up a 60-year-old man, you fucking douche. You know what I mean? This guy hasn't really fought competitively. He's had 2 fights. Tyson's last fight was an exhibition. When was the last time he fought seriously? 20 years ago?
Something
25?
like
it's like, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of mentally prepared for any type of disappointment to come my way with the things I root for.
It's got to be, it's got to be like, you got to want to shit your pants if you're like staring at Mike Tyson. That guy is, at his prime, he's like one of the most intimidating. One of my favorite things that Mike Tyson has ever done is, there's a clip of it on YouTube, but his entrance music isn't a song or anything. It's just a high note that just goes, like, where it's just like, fuck you. And he just goes up and he just stares at this guy. And it's just this like ominous music that's happening. And I've never seen a fighter been like, this isn't good for me.
Yeah, fear. That guy absolutely struck fear into his opponents.
He's a child at the time.
It was 19, right?
Yeah. You're before the podcast, or you were watching highlights of Jordan, which are incredible to watch. Watching him knock out people is like, and even the way he can bob and weave is crazy. Like when he was at Customato, it was like that guy couldn't do wrong.
No, yeah. I mean, I hope it's a great event for the sake of your experience flying down there and all that.
Or Mike Tyson's going to die in the ring, and I'll be there when it happens. I don't want him to, but like I'd be there.
That's a very depressing turn.
I know.
I don't know though. I want it to be a great event for your sake. I'm not going to watch it.
Should I bet on it?
Go, of course. Yeah, bet on it. Have some fun.
What would you put on? Who would you bet, and how much would you? If you had, what would you
think?
Look,
I haven't trusted a lot of that guy's fights.
They seem a little shady, right?
For somewhat of it does, but then he also hand selected his opponents pretty carefully. You know
Probably
what I mean?
people that are like, I'll take it.
A lot of people thought, Nate Diaz, but like Nate Diaz was a UFC like striker, but even his striking wasn't what he was known for. Tyron Woodley was a fucking wrestler. Ben Askren's a wrestler.
Who's a basketball player?
The basketball player was 5'7". He's always had a big weight advantage on a lot of people. So that's the reason why I'm not going to watch this, because I don't want to keep that fucking circus going.
Yeah.
So if I could take my part and just being like, nah, I got other shit to do on a Friday, Saturday night, I'm going to do that. But I hope it's fun for you.
Thanks.
I'll throw $100 on Tyson. I don't fucking know. I want to get too crazy with it because, again, it's an exhibition boxing match.
I'm saying it right now. I'm going to put $300 in Tyson. I think I'm good.
Are you picking the round or just for him to win?
Just to win.
All right, man.
Yes, do that. I've never bet so much money in my life. I've never bet so much money in my life for $300 on Tyson.
I put a parlay on that. Add $50 that Paul falls in the second one, but he just a fall, not wins, but there's a knockdown in the second.
Okay. And then if I win, everybody here gets a prize.
Yay! You know what's funny? People listening to this right now are gonna know that you won or lost.
I know that's my point. That's why I'm excited.
That's fun, man.
Yeah.
All right, dude, we got some fun Would You Rathers, but dude, I hope you do have a great time there. This is fun.
But also, you know what's exciting about that is I get to go to the Dallas Stadium, which I'm excited about.
AT&T?
AT&T. It's at which is crazy. They thought they could sell it out, and they didn't because ticket. By the way, if you're listening to this right now, get in a time machine and go back to Dallas because tickets are insanely cheap right now. It's frustrating because I bought them before everything dropped. Like an
that
idiot.
Stadium's huge.
It's
like
huge.
90,000 people
something like that. Yeah.
The fucking
for a fight, yeah.
I've been there many times. It's really cool.
You've been there many times?
Yeah, my dad was in charge of the marketing for the Air Force, so a lot of things happen at AT&T.
Did you
That's
have a good
where
time?
I met Toby Keith and Jerry Jones and stuff.
Those are things I probably wouldn't tell people about.
Why?
Well, Toby's died.
Did
you kill Toby?
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at a professional bull riding event.
Toby truly isn't as good as he once was.
That was good.
Nice. I
was
like
worth
that
it.
one a lot.
Yeah. It's a Toby Keith song for the people that not know him.
They got it.
Yeah.
They got it. Yeah, this is fun. So for our guys like TJ and Chad, they know
Right.
Jonah lost some money.
Yeah. And
Hopefully won, though. I'm rooting for him.
here's the thing is, future me will know, next time we podcast, I'll know if I'm an idiot or not right now. But I am going to Vegas for 2 days after that because I'm going to go to Dig It, which is where you can like rent bulldozers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And do a little digging?
Yeah. You can also rent, there's also a thing where you can snoot sniper rifles, and when you hit things, they explode. How fucking cool is that?
That part sounds more fun than the digging shit part. To be
Really?
honest.
You don't want to like just dig a hole?
No.
Oh.
I don't. When I drive by construction sites, I don't think that looks like fun. No,
you
I
wouldn't
think
you wouldn't
that
say
looks
I'd pay
hard.
X amount an hour to play one of those things?
It's like when people go like blueberry picking. I'm like, why?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get in the smallest
Grocery
one.
stores do that.
I'm going to get in the closest thing that looks like a loader in Aliens, and I'm going to keep screaming, stay away from her, you bitch, like all the time. Which I think I screwed up that line, by the way.
It's verbal abuse. Be
Get
careful.
away from her.
Get away from you, bitch. Thank you.
Come on.
But I am excited. But if I lose my money, I'm going to put all the rest of my money on little tiny ponies, which I'm pretty excited about.
That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. Little mechanical ponies.
I hope you win on that too.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna slide into the Would You Rathers,
Mhm.
and I find this fun because in the last episode we talked about some of the comments on YouTube, and on YouTube on our Instagram, that big Nirvana clip that we had on Instagram.
Can I ask you this question?
No,
This is the first question. So let's lead into what you're going to say. Would you rather see Tyson but lose a $300 bet on him, or would you rather watch Tyson in Vegas and win a $300 bet?
Is the bet of Tyson winning?
It doesn't matter. But you watch the
The
fight,
bet matters. I think you just lose $300.
right? Would
Yeah,
you rather
just-
see the fight live but lose $300 on the bet, or watch the fight live and win $300?
I want to win $300.
Okay.
I like winning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would choose money over experience.
It depends the thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, it's an exhibition fight
It is.
between
So it's a chance to see Mike Tyson in the AT&T.
That's true, but
But
I think being in Vegas, winning $300 would be a little bit more fun of an
Mhm.
experience
yeah.
than.
Yeah, because you can go to some cool viewing parties, I bet, in Vegas.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
that's a
And
good
you
one.
gain money.
And you gain money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What I was gonna say though is on this Nirvana YouTube, not YouTube. Why do I keep saying YouTube? On this Nirvana Instagram reel, some people made some mean comments towards you. One of which
Which
is
they
not
do.
fair. They say I know it's the internet, but the one isn't fair because you're wearing a hat in the clip. They assume you're bald,
Uh-huh.
which is my first. Would you rather?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be bald or have incurable acne?
As a man who's thinning, not bald, but thin enough where I don't like to be on camera, I would rather be bald. Because I've never had acne bad in my life. But the few times I get zits, I want to kill myself. So I would rather have a good face and bald head than bald head with a gross face. With great hair with gross face.
I agree with you on that one too. Now that I think about it, it's
But
a
you
fun
also
question.
you never really break out. I've never seen you do it. And you have
No,
a good head of hair.
I had bad acne from 6th to 8th grade, and I still did pretty decent with the girls, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and it wasn't great acne. Well, I have a bubbly personality. You know what I mean? It's infectious.
You had
But,
a bubbly face too.
I had a crater face. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Did you ever kiss somebody so hard zit popped?
no,
Okay.
never did that.
Okay.
So when I think about it, you could always wear a hat as a bald guy.
True.
There are some good-looking bald guys.
There are.
If you have a decent shaped head.
What's the first one comes to mind? Statham?
Jason Statham for sure.
Mhm.
As far as white guys go,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of great-looking black guys that are bald.
Oh, it's
White
the same.
guys, you would what? Bruce Willis, Jason Statham.
If you said if you're black, would you rather be bald? I'd say bald. Before you even ask the second one, I'd be bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pull it off wonderfully, right? Jordan's a great example. So I think,
Tyson.
and plus you could always wear a hat. There's no hat for your face,
True.
right?
mean,
That
there's a-
face is out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're always hoping for a new pandemic, then.
Yeah.
So then you have a hat for your face.
then you're just being evil at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually that mask comes off.
Yeah.
So yeah, the acne thing was I thought it was a fair question because some people hair is so wildly important, but I've seen more women with bald men than I've seen women with dudes with just fucking the worst acne you've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah. But then again, what if you have like the best hair?
And then lose it.
And no, you have like the greatest hair of all time, and then you got some zits. You're probably still
Some
doing
zits
all
are
right.
fine.
You're probably still cleaning up okay.
Who's like notoriously a crater faced?
Well, the thing is, famous people have skincare routines, so they're doing okay. But there's ones where you could tell if they had it and they picked at it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Dane Cook kind of comes to mind, right?
I know. Like and then he tried to get fillers, and it looks kind of bad right now. Sorry, Dane. But
every now and then there's an actor where you'd be like, ooh, I bet they had some acne.
Yeah, but he was like, but he had a great, at the time when he had his kind of acne scars, he had like good hair. Good, like, he had at the time he was like a rock star personality, and he was sleeping with some, there's stories of him sleeping with some very, very fine women, some
honeys.
Yeah.
What's your question, my man?
I'm sorry. To go with what you're saying, like you can have great head of hair, bad face, and still hook up with hot girls. How about you? You have both, right? Let's say your hair starts losing.
I like I'm wearing a hat today.
I know. Let's say you lose your hair. Do you get the plugs? Would you get the plugs?
Couldn't afford them. If in a world where I could
let's say you can afford it. Let's say you win this Mike Tyson fight.
At $300, that's all it costs.
In a world 10 to 1 at.
Yeah, in a world where I could afford hair plugs, because modern hair plugs do look really good.
We have friends that have them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You do.
Yeah, they do look pretty good.
And I would have never guessed.
Yeah. So, if it's okay, society is totally okay with women doing a million things to keep up their appearance. I think it's okay for men too. So yeah, I think I would. Because I just think I'm so pale that I would not look good as a bald man. People would think, oh man, he's sick.
I think they'd be like, that dude's racist as shit.
Yeah.
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 You do. I don't think I have a good bald appeal. Like, I think it'd be like, that guy's like, I'd have to get insanely jacked. Do you know what I mean? I'd have to lean down like 20 pounds if I had to go full bald.
Yeah. You're too husky.
Yeah. Thank you for a call back from last week. Yeah. that one hurt. I'm going to be thinking about that for a while.
I'm sorry. Triple J. Yeah. I don't know. I think, but then again, I remember telling someone once, you just have to make it to 50.
Yeah.
If you could keep your hair as intact as possible to the age of 50, you're fine. Because over 50, people expect you to lose some. And at that point, what do you think you're going to be doing? You think you're clubbing still?
Yeah, I know. We have some friends that I've only known as bald, and I see pictures of them with hair. I go, you look better bald.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a natural thing where it's almost like the beard versus clean shaven.
Yeah.
Very few people could pull off both.
Yeah. Like, I've only really known you for a clean shaven person up until the last few years.
Yeah.
And a few podcasts ago, you shaved your face, and I was like, let's never do that again.
Really? See, I got mixed response on that.
Okay.
I had a lot of people who were like, one person was particularly mad at me, being like, I hate that you still look good.
Oh.
But for a while I would grow scruff and then shave. Whenever I had the scruff, people were like, you're growing a beard? I'm like, I'm just being lazy. I'm going to shave tomorrow. Because I liked having a clean shaven face. But now that I think I'm a little bit older, your face fills in a little bit. The beard works better.
I like it better now, beard on you now. I don't think I would have liked it when I was younger. If I shave my face, I just look like an old baby. It's not good. It's bad. It's
when you're in your late 20s, like we are, it's a thing.
I mean, I haven't shaved my face since my late 20s. Never. Okay, so I got one for you. Here's my would you rather. Would you rather stub your toe or jam your finger?
Ooh, I'm gonna stub my toe.
Yeah, really? But that's a lot of fuck shits. Like,
yeah, no, believe me, I stub a toe once a week. It's awful. Usually in the corner of a bed or a corner of a fucking couch, something like that. So when you stub your toe, though, sometimes you got to limp.
Yeah.
Right? And when you limp around, you get sympathy.
Yeah.
Sympathy's great. People are like, oh, you all right, man? What's going on with you? No, don't get up. Don't get up.
Yeah.
But if you have a jammed finger and you're like, hey,
can you like tape on it?
Yeah, can you do something for me? And they're like, why can't you do it yourself? I'm like, I fucking jammed my finger. Oh, did you, princess?
Yeah.
Princess hurt their pinky nail?
You're like kind of hopping around.
Yeah, but to hop around and limp a little bit, people don't even ask follow-up questions. They just see you got a limp and they're happy to hold doors open. You got a little, I stubbed my little finger. People are like, fuck you.
I need a little tape to put around my little knuckle.
Change your tampon and get to work, bitch. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Direct quote.
I will say that I don't know why I thought about this, but it brought back a memory of playing basketball with my friend. This is basketball hits the rim, comes right at me, and I put my hands up to kind of grab it, but I'm just a little off, so it hits my finger. I think I jam my finger. I go to my hand, and I feel my pinky is bent all the way back.
I've seen that,
and I felt it, and I just instinctively put it into place. I was like, ah, and I was like, ah, and then my friend's like, are you okay? I'm like, and he was like, what's going on? I'm like, I put my finger back in place. He goes, your finger's perfectly fine. I go, I know. It was like when I think about that, I still get like tingles. So I'd rather just go through the pain of stubbing my toe than ever thinking that.
Yeah, that's a personal experience. You know, we talked about Dennis Rodman before the podcast, greatest rebounder of all time. He always had broken fingers.
Yeah.
Do you know what you do? Just tape them together.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing too. Whenever I talk about the Bulls with people, when they try to act like the Bulls were a super team, I'm like, Dennis Rodman averaged like 3 points a game because he didn't fucking need to. He had Jordan and that, so they basically would just get rebounds, play defense.
Yeah.
So his fingers would always be all taped up. Sometimes they'd tape 2 fingers together.
Yeah.
That's what they would do. They would tape 2 fingers together because he just needs to be able to haul in that ball. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, toe versus finger, but I'll tell you this, man, I don't need to stick my toe into anybody. So.
You still fingering people, Joe?
What?
You still fingering people?
Let's be don't get crude.
You just brought it up.
Nah, you're taking it to a dirty spot. And let's be respectful of a lot of things right now.
Was that you on dates before you were with your wife? Hey, you want to get fingered?
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Hey, I finger. I'm good at fingering.
I say to end it.
I'm a good fingerer. You see these digits?
All right, next question.
Look at this, baby. Not a single jammed finger on this one, but they're gonna be jammed up that cooch. Anyways, so Brett Favre. No,
I got the question now. We're doing another question.
I was gonna say people.
No, we're done with the one.
No, I just want to say people. I just want to do a sports thing. So people would tell. That's how the wide receivers would say that Brett Favre was losing a step is when they were like, "Oh, he only break one of my fingers during a game because that's how hard he threw."
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
that's
all
cool.
of their fingers.
Was this player on the other team because he has the most interceptions in NFL history?
I see what you're doing. And here's my feelings.
Fuck the Packers. All right, so sorry, I know you're a Green Bay boy.
Well,
you're a Wisconsin boy. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right. Hey, Jonah, I love you.
Love you.
Would you rather live alone on an island for a year all by yourself, or would you rather live in a 1-bedroom apartment with 10 people?
Island for a year?
You have to be on a deserted island for a year.
Do I have to like fend for my food?
No.
Okay. Island.
So you're by yourself for 1 full year.
I get a good tan in.
No communication with anybody.
No, dude, I talk to myself so much. I don't need anybody else. Like it is, you know how many times I've redone our conversations in the shower? It's been a lot. And it's, you don't do that? Is it? No. You don't go through old conversations in the shower?
I think about, you know what I should have said to that motherfucker? Not you.
Yeah.
You're not the motherfucker.
Yeah.
But other people.
I'm sure it's in there, but you don't say motherfucker.
No, Jonah, I love you, man. Piece of shit. I love you.
I would say, yeah, because I like my alone time. I'm an only child. I love it. I can work out all by myself. I don't have to work out around anybody else. I hate working out with people. That's not fun. I don't have to share food with people. That's fun. I guess I don't get to listen to my own music, but I get to sing out loud my own music, and nobody gets made fun of me for having a bad voice, which is good. And I get to learn skills by myself. That's fun.
All right. So you love the pandemic.
I loved the pandemic.
I feel like you were one of the few people I know who were breaking rules.
I know, but that's the problem is I love the pandemic because I never made more connections with my friends. I made some of the best connections I've ever had. We had good times during the pandemic.
I didn't really break too many rules though. The one time you had like 6 people over, that wasn't breaking any rules.
I never broke rule. I mean, I broke somewhat social rules. I never had more than 10 people over, but we definitely had like, I hate the term pod, but we had pods that I made sure it was just the same people hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right.
But what's your answer on that?
I think I'd want to live in a 1-bedroom apartment with 10 people.
Why?
I don't know. I think there'd be something fun about the companionship. I'm sure we get on each other's nerves every now and then. Being on an island all to myself, don't get me wrong, I like alone time. But I think 1 year would be too long. I could do 1 month or so, or a couple months, but having 10 people, you'd probably get fun games.
Yeah.
10 people, you don't expect the place to be clean.
Right.
Be fucking around, there'd be lots of laughs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can make fun of a lot of shit with each other.
You gotta make an agreement to what you're gonna watch. Ugh.
I don't think that's a stipulation. I think we'd all have our cell phones. We'd all be able to watch some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a cell phone watch guy?
I mean, if there's watching something I don't want to watch, I'll just fuck around on my phone.
It's true.
Yeah. Read. I don't know. I just feel like there would be a fun companionship.
Did you say weed?
Yeah, I'd smoke weed.
Yeah.
I said read actually. But yeah,
sorry.
It'd be a good
read.
time.
Okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
You know books.
I don't know books. Trust me on that one. If you listen to this podcast, you can tell that I've never read a book in my life.
But if you watch this podcast, he's literally looking at what looks like a book.
Yeah, but then look at my handwriting. You can tell that I've never written anything in my life. It is the worst handwriting. I couldn't even tell you. You couldn't even guess what my fucking lists are. Okay. That was a good question. Here's my question. Would you would you rather have someone come up to you and say, hey, you actually look good today, or hey, you're actually funny today?
Look good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I work way harder on being funny as a comedian than
Yeah,
I do
but both
being
are
good
condescending.
looking.
So both are, hey, you actually look good today. Right? Not like, hey, you're good looking. Hey, you actually look good today.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get why you chose that. But
So would you rather have somebody more surprised that you look good, or more surprised that you were actually funny?
look good.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said before, I put way more effort into my performance as a stand-up comedian than I do in my appearance.
Okay.
I just take a shower
Yeah.
and I'll put a little product in my hair. Don't get me wrong, but whatever. You know what I mean? I don't have to be good looking. I get why they'd be like, hey, fuck you. I get why I'd want to tell them to go fuck themselves for saying such a thing. But I don't, I'd rather them be like, because to say, like, think about it, dude, like, that's our job.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone came up, hey, you were actually funny. It's like, so I'm not normally funny? Is that what you're trying to fucking say?
Well, saying that you actually look good. You're like, I don't normally look good.
No, I get it, Jonah. I'm just telling you that doesn't hurt me.
Okay.
So what would you rather?
I would rather have somebody say you actually were funny.
Really?
Yeah. Because, no, Austin?
No, I knew your answer right when you asked that question.
Oh, of course it was.
I knew that's why you asked that.
Oh, of course. Like, I'd rather have people come up to me like, I'd rather surprise them with how funny I am than surprise them with my looks. Do you know what I mean?
You can't surprise people with looks because they see it immediately.
Yeah, but like, to me, when someone comes up to me and goes, hey, you actually look good today, that means that's someone that's known you for a while. And then they're actually like, hey, you look good today. You're like, what the fuck do you mean?
You tried today.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you actually look at that. Wow. Normally you're ugly. What happened?
But it wouldn't bother you if those same people who've seen you enough do comedy would say, wow, you were actually funny today.
Yeah, because a part of me is just like, yeah, I am funny. And you don't know that.
Wouldn't that same party be like, yeah, I'm handsome?
Yeah, but no, because that part of me, because it's...
You don't believe you're handsome.
I mean,
it's a self-esteem issue we've got going on here.
Yeah, sure. But I'd rather be...
Jonah, you're handsome.
So are you.
Thank you.
Austin.
Hey.
You do a good job.
You're handsome.
You're handsome. Hey, it's not your fault.
No, you're handsome.
It's not your fault.
I'm doing the not your fault thing, but I'm doing it with your handsome.
I know.
You're handsome.
Not now. Not now, Jonah.
Jonah,
you're
fucking handsome.
I know.
You are handsome. No, you don't. You don't know.
Not right now.
Piece of
Not
shit.
right now.
I fooled you.
Not right now.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That was a good one, though. I like that one.
I did. You know what? I did have somebody come up to me after a show once, and they said, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but they said, hey, when you're done with your little hobby, you're going to be great at public speaking.
That would sting.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that would sting. Don't like that at all.
That sounds like I've mentioned that before.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I was writing that down.
And then my friend goes, then her friend goes, I'm sorry, she's from Canada. And I go, that doesn't fix what she said. You're the polite area.
It doesn't fit the narrative at all.
Like she's just like, oh, she just thought that like this isn't a real thing.
If she was said like, sorry, they're from Eastern Europe, you'd be like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
That checks out. All right, next question. Would you rather be an eagle or a whale?
Ooh, eagle.
Yeah, you want to fly.
I'd rather fly and then swoop and take something and just disappear.
Yeah.
Than be in the way and be all fat and blubbery.
And be hunted.
But scary. But there'd be tall tail
killer
of
whale.
You. Yeah, there'd be
an eagle or a killer whale.
Did you see the killer whale clip that that shit?
Yeah, it took a big poo and then it splashed the poo onto all the
kids. Yeah,
SeaWorld.
Have you seen that clip?
No.
Oh my god,
it's really good.
It's so funny. It's so funny because my favorite thing is. One, you see it kind of shit, and you're like, "Oh my god, that thing's shit," and then you know it's gonna happen because the way it's like the way it's titled. But then whoever is videotaping their kid or the kid in front looks right back at whoever's taping and has his face like, "Oh my god, you see what happened?" And it's so like, "Oh my god," and then gets splashed with shit, and it is very funny.
I love that,
and it's so funny too because when the water, if you freeze frame it and the water comes out, you can see the shit in the water as it's coming by. Fishes should. I wish fish did take dumps, like whales took dumps, but it's really just watery, which is more funny because it's brown water coming at everybody.
I thought to myself, you make a good point. Being an eagle, you get more range because they take some shit from the water too. I
Right.
think they get their little talons and pull out a fucking bass or something, right?
And you thought it was being regal, like
they spread them wings. You're a fucking emblem. How many eagles are on flags?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Whales though are fucking dope, man. You're like the biggest shit out there. Isn't a blue whale the biggest thing on the planet?
No, the shark whale.
Shark whales the biggest thing on the planet?
Yeah, shark whales are.
Yeah, I mean, you're fucking the size of a bus. You're in the ocean. When people see a whale, they go, holy fuck.
Yeah.
When they see it like breach, how many videos do we see where a whale comes up and people on a boat are like, my God.
Yeah. And how many, to go to your point too, is that people go on expeditions. What's the word?
Expeditions.
People go on tours to see whales. People don't go on tours really to see eagles.
No.
Right.
But still,
And
I
they get
want to be wet
disappointed when
all
they
the
don't see
time.
it. What's that?
I wouldn't want to be wet all the time.
Oh my God.
I know if you're a whale,
try
you're
being
like,
me
that's
next to
just-
you.
Yeah. Aces.
But the problem with being a whale is that you're so big, you have people leeching onto you all the time. That's the problem, right?
But also, you could just fuck off to anywhere in the ocean. It's massive.
Yeah, but you don't know these people are leeching onto you because you're too big. You don't realize.
I think one of them you get hunted, the other one you don't. Is also my thought. No
Yeah.
one's hunting eagles anymore.
If you
Anymore.
even accidentally shoot a bald eagle in the United States because it's the national bird, it's jail time.
Yeah. So I'm down.
You
for
don't have that for a whale.
Could you imagine just being like, oh, it's my birthday. Look how happy I am. But bam, but bam, but bam. You shoot in the air, and then a bald eagle drops down, and then you're like, fuck, and then you just go right.
I think that's like a scene in some movie or TV show where they
Has
do
to,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like
There's a scene in Three
Family Guy
Amigos when
thing.
he goes, fare, 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 and he shoots and kills the invincible man by accident. Invisible man, excuse me.
Yeah.
Would you rather, Joe, my turn. Would you rather, I have two that are kind of same. I have three that are kind of same. Okay.
Pick
Would
one.
you rather be always hungry or always thirsty? Not for pussy.
Jesus. I think I would rather always be thirsty because, and I'll explain.
But you have this thing.
Yeah, that sucks, but I get hangry.
Do you? Okay.
I've never gotten
Your blood sugar
angry
gets
because
low.
I'm super thirsty.
Yeah.
I've never heard someone being like, oh yeah, he was an asshole, but like, guys, he hadn't had anything to drink like all day. He was parched.
Yeah.
But I've had people be like, oh, you're fucking hangry. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking starving. Like you get angry with how starving you are. I've never been like, I'm fucking thirsty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've been like, I'm fucking starving. I'm hungry.
Okay.
I'm going to fucking eat your finger, bitch. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, so that's why I'd rather be forever thirsty. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Oh,
Like that.
hello. I think I'd rather be hungry all the time. Because you know why? What I hate most on television watching interviews is when I realize that someone kind of has dry mouth. And the whole time they're talking, they're also doing this. But their whole time.
A little ASMR for the listeners.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
getting-
See,
I'm
that's my
getting
point.
physically ill.
That's my point.
Well, because you were making eye contact with me when I did it. The people who are getting live interviewed aren't doing that. Jonah. God, my fucking phone keeps asking me for my passcode and it's annoying. All right, here we go. Next question. Would you rather sing everything you have to say or fart audibly after every conversation?
Sing everything you have to say.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I love it. Look at me, Joe. I'm mad.
God, people would hate you though. They wouldn't want to talk to you.
Why would they hate me? I'm so fun.
It would just get annoying though.
I don't think so.
Or the fart thing would kind of be comical after a while.
Yeah, but then it'd be boring.
No, because you'd have to keep the conversation going, and then your friends would be like not talking because they want you to fart.
How about this? What's funnier if you just farted and you go, I farted? Or you just go, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. You got to take a left here.
The latter is way funnier.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's funnier
Well,
than being
didn't
like,
Joe
I just
al-
farted.
Joe didn't say after every sentence. You said after every conversation.
After every conversation. So
it's
you
like
could get a couple
I
paragraphs.
missed
bookend
that
of a
part.
Conversation, which is also fun. It's like, hey, it was great catching up with you, and just totally shitting yourself as you walk away.
And the idea of farting and just you fart so much, you're like, I'm not even going to fucking acknowledge it. I'm not acknowledging it. It's like someone who has a stutter doesn't say, I'm sorry for the stutter after every stutter. So if you just would be farting so much throughout the day and after every conversation that you wouldn't even address it anymore. And that would make it really funny. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Is that what a fart sounds like to you?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Joe, you gotta eat. You gotta eat better.
By the way, here's a steamy one. A poop steam, as my son Dylan would call it.
Those are always fun. We're like,
Those are good ones. Poop steam, by the way, copyrighted Dylan Kilgallon.
Yeah.
He came up with that.
I know. You're very proud of that.
I'm very proud of that, man. Fucking better than any joke I've ever written. I'll tell you that much.
Can I tell you something? That is right.
Yeah, it's true.
I do love your jokes. Okay.
Next.
Would you rather be in jail or be in a coma?
Damn, this is a good question. Be in
Let's
jail.
say 5 years. Just 5 years.
For both.
Yes. So would you rather fast forward 5 years of your life? You're 5 years closer to death, and you have no experience in those 5 years.
Hold on a second.
Are you putting yourself there?
I am not, but I had like a weird little itch thing because but it's all good. Ask the question again with the 5 years thing.
Okay, so let's say 5 years of your life. Would you rather be in? Would you rather be? Oh, let me.
Sorry.
Fine, take it again. Fine. Would you rather be in jail or in a coma for 5 years?
Damn, that's a good question. All right, so coma, it's just like 5 years of your life that's just deleted. So it's like one big long deleted scene. But 5 years of jail, you're experiencing jail's got to be fucking awful. So I would rather not exist for 5 years because it's almost like taking time out from your life for 5 years than perhaps getting, we all know what happens in jail. I mean, a little bit of against, you don't want that, right?
We didn't say prison.
Prison.
I don't want to get jail for 5 years. You have to go to prison for 5 years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said, well, you know what?
jail.
You're right. I said
prison
jail.
was implied.
Yeah, you're right. I said it wrong. Prison. So prison for 5 years.
That's scary.
But in prison, what you could do is you could beat up the smallest person the first day you get there, and then you could become like a gang leader, and then you can like get a lot of money, and then you can like have power, for 5 years, and then come out, and then have to like acclimate to a new world, but that you were like you're king of the jungle for a little bit. But
what if you're not?
Yeah,
but then the question should be, would you rather be the biggest badass in prison for 5 years or be in a coma for 5 years?
Well, but you're right. Or it could be the other way around where you're holding somebody's pocket the whole time, They
don't like that. I'd rather be in a coma. For all we know, a coma is just one big, awesome nap.
Yeah, but then you're 5 years closer to death.
Well, you're also taking the gamble that in that 5 years, someone you love isn't going to pass away.
Right.
All this other stuff. While in jail, you'll at least be in the loop and maybe have opportunities to say goodbye and stuff.
Incorrect, though.
Well, in 5 years, you could be like, hey, guess what? Trump didn't get reelected. And you're like, oh, thank God. And then you're like, but then he actually did. But in 5 years, like that could be, if you got the coma right at the end of Trump's term, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could be in a coma and miss a bunch of horrible shit and be like, glad that didn't affect me. But to your thing, if someone loved one dies, if you're in prison, you found out a loved one died, your whole thought process is, because I fucked up, I didn't get to be with them for the last few years of their life. And that guilt will eat you alive. So again,
but then the other way around is like, you're like, I never got to say goodbye.
Yeah.
But why do you think you get to say goodbye when you're in prison? I've never heard anyone being let out to say goodbye. Also, most people just.
No, yes.
By the way, not everyone knows they're going to die. Some people just die. You understand that too? So you guys have a world where everyone gets to say goodbye to someone before they die.
Yeah, but then you get
you have two parents that died. Did you get to say goodbye to both of them?
No, absolutely not. Thank
you
God.
You didn't say goodbye to either of them, though.
Yeah, thank God. That's the best way.
I don't know. Some people, a lot of people would disagree with that, by the way.
I agree with what they're saying, but I think my way is the best way because it all of a sudden just became somebody who didn't text me back.
They ghosted you.
They ghosted, literally.
Nice.
So, but that's my problem with like girlfriends that like always sleep all the time. I don't mind that they sleep, whatever. I want to spend time with them. Stick my dick and stuff. But like. I'm sorry, I don't know why I went that way. I just did. It's late at night. But my point is that the whole time they take long naps, I'm like, you're. Do you know like when you DVR something and you fast forward and then you're like, oh, and you're like, shit, I went too far, and then you press play and then you're like 5 minutes ahead, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? That's what naps are. Naps, you're just fast forwarding closer to the end, and you don't know you're getting closer to killing yourself. So you're killing yourself. You're getting closer to dying.
So you don't like sleep. Because you're afraid of missing out on life.
I don't like sleep because it fast forwards to death. You are literally fast forwarding 8 hours closer to death.
But
that's literally what is happening.
It's not literally what is happening.
Yes, it is.
Living it, you could say any moment on being breathing is fast forwarding to death.
True. Yes, it is. But the thing is, you are recording that. So you are fine. You are fast forwarding through DVR to death.
I will say that I look at it differently. 8 hours of sleep might be the best 8 hours of your day. Think about sleep, man. I fucking have kick-ass dreams. You're so rested, right? Mm-hmm. Oftentimes when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I just want to sleep longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sleep is great. There's like a lot to. I don't know why some people just think like, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'm like, no, you'll die sooner if you don't sleep enough.
True.
So in that regard, take some more naps. You might live longer.
Yeah.
It's like the old thing with Cal Ripken Jr. had the streak for most consecutive games played. It's a Major League Baseball record that'll probably never get broken. A lot of experts believe if he took a few days off here or there, he would have been fresher and been more productive. That's how I look at naps. Naps are almost recharging the battery. You got to put your cell phone on the charger. You got to put that laptop on the charger if you want it to really be efficient. So little food for thought.
I had another thought about the coma thing is that you have to pay to keep that person alive on a coma.
True.
And the average online says it's $600 a day for a family to pay for someone to stay alive on a coma.
Yeah. So
But
when
if you have the coma, you're inadvertently affecting people still.
right.
But in prison, you have a record now because you were in prison for 5 years.
And then what's cool about that is like you're kind of the cool
What's
person.
cool about that?
Yeah, like you're like yeah, like you were in prison, so people are like, oh.
I'm still picking the coma though. I agree with Joe.
Really?
But you thinking you're gonna be the king of prison is crazy. That's quite a gamble.
Oh, there's a lot of movies out there you guys need to watch where normal people get like accused of bad crimes, falsely accused of bad crimes, and then have to become kingpins in prison. And I don't know, coming from a dad that was in prison a lot, it seemed fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he seemed like he had a blast. Yeah.
Yeah, you went to work out, play a little basketball, get good at horse.
I did hear that a lot of the people would steal his shoes a lot, is what I was told. So, which then makes me think that he was grabbing a lot of pockets, if you know what I mean.
I do know you mean. All right, here's my final would you rather. Would you rather have a baby at the age of 16 or a baby at the age of 60?
60. Because you've already lived a life. I got to do all that. 60, I'm probably tired already. And, they don't expect you to be a good dad when you're 60.
I don't know. I feel like they would expect you to be a good dad at any age, by the way.
Do you think that people are just like, oh my God, you're at your basketball game. Where's your dad? And then he's like, well, he's 68. He's taking a nap. And then they'd be like, oh, that makes sense.
They might be like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they'd also be
and then I'd be like, he's fast forwarding to death. Don't do that.
No, I agree with you. I think I'd rather be a dad at 60 versus 16. Because when you have a kid at 16, the argument might be like, hey, though, when this kid is out of the house at 20-something, you're going to be in your mid to late 30s and still have a whole lot of fun.
It's just the best time.
Yeah, right? But then again,
but you're going to look old because
20s.
you have kids.
Yeah, it'll age you, but you also have to give up on some dreams.
Yeah.
Right? And again, though, your 20s is the time in which you're going to look the best. You're experiencing all this new stuff in life. You're out on your own. That excitement of being out on your own, that's really hard to just say no to. Having a kid 60, yeah, I get it. You're going to be too old to do a lot of things. And you're going to feel bad about that and some guilt with that. But here's the thing about kids. They won't know a world that's any different. So they just will think that's just how the world is. Yeah. Okay, my dad's old and whatever. I love him still and he's around. So I agree, 60.
Really? Okay, I was going to ask you because you had your kids in between those two ages.
Yeah, I had 32, 34, and 40.
Do you feel like that, if it's too personal, sorry, but like, do you feel like that's the best time or do you wish you had them earlier or later? Do you feel...
If I were to do it all over again, I would have gone 32, 34, 36.
So, oh, okay.
Yeah. 40s, it was not. Look, happy she's here. Love her to death.
Right, of course.
But it was not the ideal age to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, and especially in the order.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I would have done it.
And we have friends.
But I'm glad I didn't have kids in my 20s, though. I think you should live up your 20s. Yeah. Hell yeah.
We have friends that have had kids like earlier than that, like when they're 18, 19.
Yeah.
That are just like living their life right now.
No, yeah, I know. We've got a few friends of ours, comedians who've been on this podcast actually. And yeah, they seem fucking super happy living their best life. I just know from my experience, and everything's unique to you, right? I was not ready to be a dad in my 20s, so no, 30s was just the right amount of time for me.
Yeah, because I didn't know who I was until... I think your 30s are
who I am.
like being 40 now, which I'm loving it, and I still feel like I'm 32. And by the way, the whole like those YouTube or like shorts of people being like, this is 40, and then you do something, you're like, oh, you do something else, you're like, oh, it's like, shut the fuck up. I don't feel that way. I definitely feel different, but I don't feel like anybody that complains in your 30s, early 40s that you're just like, oh, life is different now. Like, I just like milk affects me. Shut the fuck up.
I 100%
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Agree.
You are just you are either not taking care of yourself like you should, or you have bad genes. That is it. It's not your fucking age. It is unfortunately your genes, or you just don't know what you're doing with your life.
Well, what I can't stand about those people where it's like, I'm 40 now. Or they do the videos where
as I fall and break my hip.
Yeah, they're doing a video where it's like, here was me at 23, and it's like shows them partying and being all crazy. Here's me at 40, napping on the couch.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that hasn't changed with me. I still want to be out till 4 a.m.
Me too.
I'm not
We
anymore.
go out till, you know.
Well, occasionally, but I once in a while. But like,
I keep begging you to go out till 4 a.m. with me.
I would love to. Like, I would love to be able to raise my kids and 100% be present for them while still keeping the lifestyle I had before I became a dad.
Right.
That I didn't lose that. I still feel really young.
That's not your age. That's your responsibility. Those are two different things. That's just you being a responsible dad.
Yes.
Right. But it has nothing to do with like, oh, I'm too old. I can't. It's just like I have too many things in my life that I need to take. That's the only problem about being 40 is being an adult, and it sucks, and I hate it. And I hate how much fucking responsibility I have. And you have even more than I do. And you deserve an award of some sorts. Oh, you're so if I win that $300, I'm buying you an award. It's going to be best hot dog eater.
All right. What's your final would you rather?
See, I didn't realize all mine are very similar. Would you rather be perpetually high or always drunk?
If you would have asked me this question 6 months ago, I would have said drunk.
This is why I asked you this, actually.
And now I think I would say high. Because people who are high don't lash out irrationally. They don't have to do apology text messages the next day. There's just not a lot of...
Is this a personal story?
It's a personal thing with me. And I love that I don't like being hammered. I don't know. That's actually kind of fun too. But like,
drunk, not hammered. Hammered's good, but like not blackout drunk, but like drunk.
I like being, you know what I love? I love like the buzzed, the feeling you get from when you're like officially buzzed to when you're like just over the line of being drunk, where you're like, I'm drunk.
That's the best time.
The fucking
where you're
zone.
Being silly and you're fun and like it feels like everything I'm saying is great and I'm having the most fun and this
sweet spot,
most like sociable. Nothing's
barrel of the bat.
Nothing's hitting me like in a way where like
not really worried about a hangover the next day.
Yes, exactly.
That's if I could be in that spot, then give me alcohol all day.
I make the best drunk purchases around the time where things, because I barely remember it, but all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of things from Amazon and I'm like, oh my God, I know me so well. And I get like these nice packages, which is always fun.
But being high, and I'm assuming you mean high off weed, right?
Yeah. But it could be anything. I mean, like, not like Coke, but like,
because it would be fun after a while.
Party, I can't say cake, but like
what fucking ketamine or
no, like
Molly?
You know, like natural stuff, like mushrooms or mushrooms or weed, we'll say.
I'm going to go with weed because with weed, like, yeah, you might get the munchies, but there's a silliness. There's a lot of laughing. You sleep great.
Do you?
Yeah. Dude, there's a lot of like almost health benefits for it. It just reduces stress. There's a lot. So yeah, I would say perpetually high from this point on. But if you'd have asked me, a while ago, I probably would have said booze.
Yeah. See, I have a bad reaction to getting high. So I do... Lately, which is new to me, only because I'm trying to handle my panic attacks, I've been taking kind of like a milligram. I'm such a bitch, dude. I can't. If I do 2, I'm like, I'm like not doing well at all, and I never feel like drunk is such a great depressant, where it is just like my anxiety goes down and my fun goes up, and I'm enjoying everybody's. I just love everybody's company when I'm drunk, and I never felt more communal. That's what I love about getting drunk. It's communal, Yeah,
that's true. Well, weed's communal. People pass around a joint. Nobody passes around one can of beer.
I just can't smoke. I can't. That's my problem. This is me putting my shit on that. Is like I just can't. I grew up with parents smoking, and I always thought it was really gross. So I'll never smoke. I'll never like inhale like something. So I have to do edibles, and that doesn't seem as fun to me. And I love meeting never again best friends when you're drunk. That is my favorite thing in the world. Is where you just meet somebody and that's your new best friend and you'll never remember their name. You'll never recognize them again if you run into them in a bar again. But just for those 4 minutes, that guy is going to stand up in your wedding and you're just you love it. And it's just your never again best friend.
Sounds like you got a lot of brokenhearted bros across the country.
Dude, I have because I'm so bad with names. I have so many people in my phone under
the name of the bar.
The name of the bar or like a story they told me. I have somebody in my phone called Jane's Asian Party Guy. I don't know.
Was he an Asian man or did he just know where?
No, he was telling me he was inviting me to because I was telling him I wanted to start crewing, like rowing, and he's like, "Oh, my friend's in this Asian crew team, and they are looking for." He basically was
They're
just
looking
like,
for a white guy to diversify.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, dude, I want to do this so much. Could never tell you what his name was. I never crewed with him ever, but I just was like, I fucking love you, dude. You're the fucking best.
You've sold me. I think alcohol. Maybe I'll go back to alcohol on that one.
Have you ever had like a never again best friend that became a best friend?
No.
Okay.
No.
I have.
Here's the one thing I've aged with. Maybe I've aged poorly in this regard. Unless I'm going to work with you, like I've got new comedian friends that I'm like, oh yeah, this person I'm going to be friends with forever, right? But as far as like random people I might meet at a bar, I have no interest in becoming really good friends with you. There's got to be like a connection. Like obviously I've met people who've come out to shows and I see them at shows and they're great, and I've hung out with some of them outside of shows and that's fun. But like every now and then I'll be out with some of our friends and they'll be like, oh, this dude at the bar is fucking cool. I'm going to bring him over. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, because now I have to fight with conversation. I want to hang out with you guys right now. And now there's someone new. And then if I start to tell an inside story, I got to fill him in on who the fuck this person is. It's just, come on. Like, you know what I mean?
What's your favorite?
I don't mind a little chit chat if it's just me and someone else at the bar. I'm having a 4:00 drink before a show or something. And I'm just at some dive bar. Yeah, I'll have a little conversation with you.
Yeah.
I'm not a dick, but I'm not trying to make a friend.
So what's your favorite time? Last question. So what's your favorite time what's your favorite experience on getting high? Not your favorite story, but like, do you like it with a bunch of people? Do you like it by yourself? Do you like
I like to have a few people, not like a big group, but a few people. Yeah.
Do you like to do it like on a couch, or do you want to do it like take an edible, then go out and hang out?
Dude, I have such a weak tolerance for weed that one hit of a joint and I'm going to be pretty high.
Do you find that tolerance is getting higher now that you're doing a little more?
Nah.
Or stronger?
It's maybe a little bit. It's getting a little bit better. But I like the feeling of you first take the hit and you're just like, all right, that wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I was solid with that one. And then all of a sudden you start to feel it wash over you and you're like, oh.
See, I have to fight against
I'm fucking hot. I'm going to be stoned as hell right now.
Really? You like that feeling?
I like it.
I have doom thoughts because I have doom that it's going to get worse and I can't control it. I went on a ski trip with my cousin and a bunch of his friends, but we had one night we were like, it was my cousins, a bunch of friends, they left, and then my family was coming, and we had one night where it was just him and I, and we hung out and we took like an edible, and I'm so new to it that I took one and I was just like, I'm not really feeling it, because I just started taking it. And I was like, I think I could do a little more. I feel fine. And he gave me it. And then I just instantly felt it like happening. And I was like, I didn't think I could swallow. And I couldn't like drink any water. I literally Googled, how long will this take? And then I put it on a stopwatch on my phone. And then we watched a movie. And I was just like, it felt like 5 hours. And I looked, it was like 2 minutes. And I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Nah. But then when I finally came down, I had a great time. And it's just like, not good. But drinking for me is like, I never have that like, oh, no, I'm getting too drunk. And my favorite time to go out, that's my next question to you. So what's your favorite time to go drinking? Like, as in like communal, like meeting.
I never get a chance to do it anymore, but day drinking was always a lot of fun.
That's the best, right?
Yeah.
Weekday or weekend?
Weekday.
Right? That's the best.
Yeah, definitely the best. Weekends, like, just, weekday, you're just more likely to find the right people.
Right. I don't know if it's an age thing or not, because you and I went out once on a week. We're almost done. You and I went out. You and I went out on a weeknight, and then we went to a bar that we normally go to during the day, and it was packed with a shit ton of people, a lot of kids. And I don't know if this is an age thing, but both of us looked at each other being like, I fucking hate this. Like, I like.
What bar was that?
Galway Bay. This is
Galway Bay. Yeah. I remember. Sorry, I had to correct you.
Yeah.
I remember that. By the way, kids, you meant like young 20-somethings.
Right.
But in my brain, I was like, do we have kids running around?
No.
Yeah, dude, it's like, I understand, and this isn't a knock on listeners who work 9 to 5s.
Right.
I get it. That is, you guys are in the norm.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
If your lifestyle isn't a 9 to 5, though, you struggle with dealing with the weekend warriors because they are like, they look forward to Friday all week long.
And they fucking rage.
Yeah. And that's great. That's fun. But like, I just can't be around it because I'm at a different level than you are with that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you guys are kind of just over the top obnoxious. To all your friends, that's great because they're in it with you.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you don't do cocaine and you're around a bunch of people who do cocaine.
Yeah.
They all think they're great. You're like, you guys are not great.
Which
You're
I've been
not
in
aware
that
of it.
situation a lot.
Yeah. Right. Like a lot of comedians have. It's
Yeah.
like you want to be like, I want to record this so you see the next day how stupid you are right now.
Yeah.
Or
which is good
obnoxious.
because it's like you make me not want to do that. Thank
yeah.
you.
You know what I mean? So That's why as comedians, we like the quieter bars. Dude, I remember this. When my brother and I went to see Kneecap, we got down to that neighborhood early, and there's a bar called Remedy that's got a great happy hour from 5 to 7.
Great bar.
Awesome bar. And their happy hour is fantastic. I remember we got a few happy hour drinks in us. The bar was full, but we were able to grab a couple seats. So that was perfect. Walked up a couple blocks up to the venue, got in a good spot, got some beers, saw the opening act, got close enough. And I remember just being like, that all started with that. So if I could choose, day drinking's great, but my second would be happy hour drinking.
Okay.
That after, because then you get the people who work 9 to 5s, but they're cool enough to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's fucking Wednesday. I'm going to go have a couple of hump day beers.
Yeah.
And then I'm home by 8:30, 9 o'clock. I still get my 8 hours and I'm functional the next day. Like that.
See, I like that too.
4-hour power hour drinking.
Yes. My second, to go along with yours, is give me a Thursday night blizzard.
Oh, it's called disaster drinking.
Yeah, I go against. I always call it against the elements drinking, but like that is my favorite. Is like because nobody's out, you show up, and there's just a few people at the bar, and all of you are like, we're friends now because we are here. And then I love a good bar that has like a big bay window where you could like see the nightmare that's happening
snow
outside.
Coming down.
Yeah, so we
picturesque.
Yeah, we both in Chicago. There's this great theater called Lincoln Lodge, and we perform there a lot. And then they have this big bay window to the window, or to the a big window to the street. And some of my favorite times drinking there is when there is a bad rainstorm happening outside, and then you're safe inside, but you see this like nightmare out there, and you're just like, every time I see that, I go fucking round of shots.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's fun. That's a baller move.
That's my favorite.
Well, that's been the podcast for this week. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Maybe you guys could submit a few would you rathers if you want. Remember the Instagram message us. We check the DMs there. On behalf of Jonah, who is a fucking hilarious dude, hopefully he wins. Hopefully he wins the Mike Tyson fight. On behalf of Austin, I'm Joe. Thank you so much for listening. Let's get dumb. Cheers.
Cheers.